Greetings, motherfuckers. Dances with White Chicks here. I'm doing something a little different this time. I'm not gonna take 2 months to try to get this shit done, right? And for you to see this later as hell, and no one see it anyway. Fuck it. No, I'm going straight in with spoilers, specifically about Thanos and Endgame, okay? For this shit, I'm making little small videos, aka not an hour and 11 minutes. Okay. So let's talk about Thanos. A little over a year ago, it was all in question. Would Thanos deliver? Or would Thanos be a forgettable villain that motherfuckers would think was a waste of time? AKA, just like the character of Ultron turned out to be.
People create smaller people? Children. I lost the word there. Children.
Whatever the fuck this shit was supposed to be, it wasn't satisfying. But remember how hyped the Age of Ultron trailers were? You got a damaged Iron Man suit looking ghoulish as fuck. You got a disturbing rendition of a motherfucking Pinocchio song. This bitch is saying no strings. I mean, this shit was hype. And many people, my own ghetto ass included, thought that the menace of Ultron of the trailers was bound to be in the film. But then Age of Ultron releases, and Ultron as a villain is boring as fuck. Ultron made zero cultural impact, and was forgotten within the damn year. Hell, type in Age of Ultron memes on Google, and you'll find shit that was surely made by boomers. So when the first Infinity War trailers release, you hear Thanos monologuing and shit sounding threatening, intimidating. Motherfuckers are repeating the dreaded run from it copy pasta in every comment section that exists. It was cool, and people hoped the film would actually deliver the same character from the trailers, and that it wasn't just something put together by the film's marketing team. Well, in this case, when Infinity War released, they actually delivered. And even though the context of personification of Thanos was maybe a bit different from how he was in the trailers, they absolutely reached the hype with Infinity War. No one could have predicted what an iconic motherfucker Thanos would become. He was a cultural phenomenon, spurring multiple memes, countless discussions. He was interesting, he was menacing, he had charisma, he had interesting interactions in history with other characters. His philosophy was interesting, his motivations intriguing. The fucker was quotable, and even on a superficial level, the way he just wrecked shit, it was awesome. The way he used Infinity Stones felt unique. He elevated the shit. Hell, the Reality Stone was just used like some fucking Japanese tentacle porn shit before Infinity War. But Thanos was a motherfucking G. He had won at the end of Infinity War. Sat down watching a motherfucking sunset like, yeah, bitch, I did this shit. So, all Endgame had to do was to continue the character from here. Just to go on with what would logically follow. What would Thanos do in Endgame? And well, they fucked up. The depiction of Thanos in Endgame is complete motherfucking nonsense. And no, I'm not just talking about the 2014 Thanos. I'm talking about the Infinity War Thanos 23 days in the motherfucking future, okay? As in, 23 days later, after Infinity War, somewhere down the line, they decide, oh, this makes sense for this character to go this route. Now let me explain. Okay, so here's the motherfucking team that goes after Thanos at the 15-minute mark. Black Widow, Thor before he becomes a diabetic, Rocket Raccoon, Captain America, War Machine, Banner, in the same Hulkbuster suit because Hulk is still scared shitless that he'll get his ass beat again by Thanos and it will end up online. Nebula, who is a walking, talking cell phone that records every damn thing. And Captain Marvel. So they ambush him while Thanos is over here cooking his shit, you know, doing his fucking old-ass, outdated 2013 Little B trying to cook some shit. Whatever, some wonton soup bullshit. Whatever the fuck he was picking up for his shits. That's what he's cooking. And they just ambush him. And they have him in a lock. Thor comes in, chops off his motherfucking arm. Well, they discovered that Thanos, this motherfucker, destroyed the stones. The story, and Thanos tries to explain this by saying the job was done and all that was left was temptation to misuse the stone. And that's why he destroyed them, to eliminate misusing them. Because, hey, he won, right? And there was nothing else that could possibly be done. Okay, let me explain why this is complete, utter stupidity. And why the film is dragged down because of being built on this complete, utter stupidity. So Thanos' motivation, Infinity War. He is someone that sees himself as a savior. He wants to balance the universe, by killing half the population. He believes overpopulation is going to lead to the doom of the motherfucking universe. Life needs balance, needs to be put in check, as you would say. Okay? Blah blah blah, you've heard that shit. Of course, it's a philosophy that's insane. But at least Thanos, in Infinity War, was consistent with that insane philosophy. Okay? With that said, Thanos' snap does not maintain a population level. Meaning, when the motherfucker snapped, all it did was kill half the universe. It doesn't continue on forever, as in, for one instance of life born, there is not one instance of life killed. No one is still getting turned to motherfucking dust after half the universe was killed. And that is clearly not the case. In the film, as 5 years later, motherfuckers have kids and shit, motherfuckers have all this. The only way you could claim that the snap was still turning people into dust years later was if somehow no one noticed this on Earth for 5 years. So you know, that shit isn't happening. So eventually, the population of the motherfucking universe will grow and grow back to a point where Thanos would deem it necessary for there to be another snap. That logically follows. You can't deny that. How the fuck wouldn't the population grow? Unless Kanye West and Kim Kardashian turned at us, these motherfuckers are bringing back half the universe with how many kids they have alone. Shit. So Thanos, by destroying the stones, has doomed the universe by his own logic. Does he not understand this? Is he that fucking stupid that he thinks, oh, the population will never change. It's never going to get to the point it was when I snapped. No, motherfucker. Oh my goodness. Now, when the population does return to the same motherfucking amount, Thanos is not going to be able to do shit. Now, yeah, maybe Thanos, maybe he doesn't have super long longevity in the MCU. Maybe the motherfucker dies. But if the motherfucker was still alive to see the shit, this geriatric Thanos would be fucked. So it makes absolutely no sense for Thanos to destroy the stones. It actually turns him into a dumb-ass motherfucker. Now, yeah, there's plenty of things to be said about his motivation in general and how they're ridiculous. Yeah, they are, but he's consistent into where his philosophy is something he's following. In this, he's going against it by dooming the universe. It depends on him being an absolute fucking moron that doesn't understand that motherfuckers are gonna be fucking. They're gonna be having kids and shit. Ugh. So that completely took me out the film. But also, retroactively, this makes Infinity War stupid. It makes a few minor problems in Infinity War even worse. It makes them actually major problems now. Like, for example, okay, listen, motherfuckers, I didn't have a YouTube channel when Infinity War came out, alright? I'm under a year old with this shit, okay? Fuck. So I really never got the chance to say how much I liked it, but I also thought a few things were problems. A few motherfucking things were messy. Well, besides this dumb shit. Being able to destroy the Mind Stone, for example, was something I thought was a mistake, right? I didn't like that idea that you could destroy an Infinity Stone and that it wouldn't reappear again, it wouldn't form back or anything, that it would be completely gone from the universe forever. I didn't really like that idea. Now, I fessed up to, because Thanos used the Time Stone to reverse motherfucking the Mind Stone gonna destroy by Wanda and shit. I said, okay, well, we don't have to deal with that dilemma, or of whether it would come back or not, because the shit is back. Okay, so I said, fuck it. Alright, fuck it. But the fact that Thanos can destroy all of the Infinity Stones and that there's no consequences for the universe, well, that defeats the fucking purpose. Why couldn't Doctor Strange just destroy the Time Stone then? Nothing happens if these stones do not exist. It is not even any longer the case that only the Mind Stone could be destroyed. No, they all can. And it's not really even the case that only the Gauntlet with all 6 stones could destroy them. That's not true either. At least, it wouldn't follow that it's true. Because if somebody with the same, well, let me rephrase that. If somebody with a power that has an energy signature the same as the Mind Stone can destroy that, well, someone with the same energy signature as the Space Stone should be able to destroy that. Or someone with the same energy signature as a Time Stone could potentially destroy that by that same logic. All Doctor Strange's black ass would have to do would be to experiment on a motherfucker, get them powers that let them emit energy similar to the Time Stone, right? And destroy the fucking Time Stone. Problem solved. Thanos has no chance to do shit. It makes his oath to protect the Time Stone completely meaningless anyway. Because, 1, it gets destroyed in the universes without a Time Stone, and it's never coming back. And 2, motherfucker, you are willing to let half the universe die. And you gave up the stone to prevent half the universe to die, where it would be destroyed anyway. What the fuck? If he sees the future, he knows that Thanos is going to destroy the stones. He already knew that would happen in the future. So, if he's okay with him destroying the stone and it being out of the timeline forever, right? And when they take the stones back, he should be okay with just fucking destroying the shit himself and having Thanos never have to deal with their deal again. Oh my god. But maybe I'm not being clear. Maybe I'm not being clear enough. Here, this Doctor Strange, motherfucker, he gave up the stone so they would win against Thanos, right? In other words, he gave up the stone so that eventually Tony and gang, aka the Avengers that were still alive, right, would end up bringing everybody back with another snap, and they would defeat Thanos, or at least 2014 Thanos. That's some shit. But why even go through all that shit, then? What's the fucking point? It's the same result, but more hassle. Just fucking destroy the Time Stone. And again, it may have been a little bit different if it was specifically framed as Doctor Strange didn't have the ability to destroy the Time Stone. But that's not the case. It's framed as, oh no, I have an oath. I swore an oath to protect the Time Stone. Not that I can't destroy it. Yeah, we can destroy this shit right now and solve all our fucking problems. But no, I swore an oath to protect it. And by that oath, I'm gonna give it up so it can be destroyed anyway. Instead of just destroying it myself and preventing half the universe to die in the first place. So again, Thanos in Endgame pretty much fucks up the entire Infinity War movie. It's insane. It's insane. But even if we ignore the logic of destroying the stones and we say, fuck it, it still isn't satisfying to watch. They just show up and they beat his ass. The end. The fucker dies, okay? And then you go to the time skip. That's not satisfying at all. The shit you were invested in seeing for a year just fucking ends. It's over. Thanos doesn't put up a fight because he destroyed the stones, even though he was able to beat the Hulk's ass even without using the Power Stone, but okay. And after they defeat this motherfucker, the film, it basically goes without an antagonist for an hour and 20 minutes. The conflict of the time heist bullshit does not in any way feel more satisfying than the conflict against the Infinity War Thanos. Fuck it, you don't get to see that. You get to see this shit. Really, as it stands, we will never get to see the Avengers defeat the Infinity War Thanos. This motherfucker that's in the beginning of Endgame, the Chef Boyardee motherfucker. This is not the same character at all. This is a fucking moron. Like, why would he even be surprised that people would be going after him after the events of Infinity War? Again, like, this is not the strategic mastermind Thanos was supposedly built up to be, right? Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be? But I genuinely do not understand how people could say this was a high point of the film. Do you understand what you're not seeing here? You're watching the most unimaginative way to kill off Thanos possible. This is not only does it reduce his character and having to make an excuse for that, it's like an easy way of saying we don't know how to handle Thanos with all the Infinity Stones because he'll be too powerful to defeat, so we have to write them away. That's basically what it's doing. But he was already powerful enough to never be defeated in Infinity War. The reason he didn't just kill everyone is because of his savior complex. That's the point. You don't have to worry about writing some shit out because they'll be too powerful when you could just write the character the way they were in the previous movie. It's not that difficult. Even if you wanted to keep the script the way it was and still have Thanos be a complete fucking moron that destroys the stones. At least let us see a little bit of a struggle to defeat him. But we can't even have that, because we gotta have the shock value. Fuck shock value. It doesn't do shit. If you had Mickey Mouse come out of the fucking blue and call War Machine racial slurs, oh, that's subversion. I didn't expect that shit. Does that mean I want to see that shit? I mean, it would be funny as hell, let's be honest. But shock value and mass subversion does not make for a satisfying film. Who gives a shit? You have to have these twists and turns pay off by replacing them with something better than what you originally got rid of. If you're going to get rid of Infinity War Thanos, you better make sure that what you're replacing them with is more satisfying. And it's not in this case. 2014 Thanos, the motherfucker doesn't show up until like an hour in the damn film. Well, an hour and 14 minutes in. And even at that point, he's still not rising the conflict because they have no way of interfering with what the Avengers are doing at that moment. It's not until 20 minutes later, at the 1 hour 36 minute mark, that what he does even matters. But fuck it. You get what I'm saying. I'm moving on. Shit. So fuck this, but the rest has been said. Let me talk about 2014 Thanos in detail. So, the original Thanos is dead, right? And I thought it was horribly done, and I thought that was a mistake. But midway through the film, you know, during the whole time heist aspect, I was kind of forgiving this when I saw Thanos. I'm like, okay, they're going to make up for that twist, and they're going to try to deliver with something more with this 2014 Thanos, okay? But no. He is completely reduced as a character here, and it also doesn't make sense. See, in Infinity War, you have a flashback with Thanos with Gamora. This happens before 2014. How do we know this? Gamora is still an adult in 2014, because it happens during Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. And, motherfucker, look at this, she's a little fucking kid here. Okay, you get it. Little fucking motherfucking kid, okay? Shit. The point is, Thanos is consistent in that flashback. He's acting the same way. He's doing everything he has the same philosophy, okay? He's not out just to kill shit for the sake of killing shit. Well, let me rephrase that. He's consistent with what he says in Infinity War, okay? So in 2014, Thanos sees the future from the original timeline nebula that went back to the past, that is uploading shit to the server that Thanos has, that the current nebula... Okay. Well, anyway, the point is, you know, the same shit where the motherfucker... Where Thanos can access Nebula's memories. Well, he can also do that to the future Nebula, okay? And somehow, the current Nebula of his timeline is also transmitting it. That's perfectly fine. I don't see a problem with that. Yeah, I know motherfuckers they'll talk shit about it. But I think that's okay. it's reasonable to say, okay, maybe they're using the same source point, some bullshit reason. Okay, but that, I have nothing against that. But apparently, in 2014, when Thanos sees his future self of a different timeline get his head chopped off, it completely changes who he is as a character. He's no longer acting for balance. He says, fuck it, balance gets me killed. Then later in the film, during the final battle, which is also kind of the first battle, anyway, Thanos, he no longer wants to balance the universe. He wants to destroy the universe and to recreate it, where no one in it is the same, nor knows about anything in the past. This completely drops the ball, and it completely changes Thanos as a character. You've taken away what made Thanos interesting here. Thanos is someone that is insane, yeah, but he believes that he's saving people. He's not going to kill everything for the sake of it. Even if you want to claim that's a nod to how the character was originally in the source material, who gives a shit? That's not who you built this motherfucker up to be in the MCU. Not only is his characterization something that downgrades Thanos and makes him boring, but this characterization makes it impossible to see a satisfying final battle sequence, because once he gets the gauntlet, all he's gonna do is snap. You don't get to see him do anything creative with the Infinity Stones like he did in Infinity War. You don't get to see these crazy type of mind-blowing fights where he's turning he's turning shit into bats. He's turning motherfuckers into the blocks and shit. You don't get to see anything creative like that, because it's just the second he gets the gauntlet, he's just gonna snap. But it doesn't matter, because what was great about Infinity War Thanos is that, well, he could easily actually just destroy them all. But he doesn't out of mercy. Thanos is going on about how much he respects Stark after defeating him in battle. He doesn't kill Star-Lord, Drax, or Mantis when he easily could. He also compliments Star-Lord. Thanos, see, he's someone interesting because, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Violent fucking maniac, right? Yet, he believes himself to be this compassionate being that's really just doing everything in the best interests of others, in his mind, okay? But this whole destroying the universe and creating something new, that is absolutely not what you have built the character to be in the MCU. This completely goes against Infinity War. You're not saving anything, you're destroying everyone and creating something new, where none of the people in it are the same. Why can't Thanos just use the snap to erase the memories of everyone that doesn't vanish? Bam! You've achieved the same thing, and that is within the capabilities of the gauntlet, or at least should be, unless they specifically say it can't be, right? There's other solutions besides that, but what you have him doing is acting out of, I don't know, anger, like, oh, I didn't get my way. You people fucking killed me and chopped my head off. Fuck you. I'ma make you suffer. It's very vindictive in a way that Infinity War Thanos was not depicted as. It's something where I say, I don't like it. Because of that, I don't know. 2014 Thanos falls short. He just does not have that same menace. He isn't as interesting. He doesn't have as much of a presence. It's something. It's to the point where there really isn't even a payoff seeing 2014 Thanos lose. That's not the Thanos that I wanted the Avengers to defeat. It's not satisfying seeing someone that has no connection to them and is nearly a different character from the person in Infinity War lose. That payoff should have happened with the original Infinity War Thanos. And oh my goodness. That's why it was a huge mistake killing him off in the beginning of the film. That's my opinion. You're free to disagree with me completely on that. But I feel like it's some bullshit, and they just did it for the sake of shock value. Like, oh my goodness. So, for me, the way Thanos is depicted in this film is an example of how Endgame completely abandons what makes Infinity War great. Thanos was a great villain. iconic in a way. Motherfucker, you still have motherfuckers talking about Infinity War Thanos. No one is going to be talking about Thanos' depiction in Endgame, because that's not a character that's as interesting. Hell, even in a superficial level, discounting Infinity War, Thanos never even fucking uses an Infinity Stone in this film, besides the Power Stone, where he punches the shit out of Captain Marvel. I mean, that's all the motherfucker did. Oh, I mean, in Infinity War, the motherfucker was turning bitches to stone and shit. He was turning motherfuckers to spaghetti. He was turning people to bubbles and shit. You know, making illusions, throwing moons and shit. He did a lot. It was a lot more creative with this, with the power set of the gauntlet. Now, of course, he doesn't have the gauntlet that much in Endgame, but I'm just saying. It was a lot more creative in Infinity War, you see, I don't know. But fuck it, I'm ending this video. Not that anyone's singing it anyway, but I'm ending it. I'm not done talking about Endgame, though. I'm gonna talk about the time travel bullshit. There's a lot of things that people haven't said about the time travel shit. They criticize it for the wrong reasons, and I think there's a lot of things that have gone unsaid about it that are film breaking. It breaks the entire film and the logic of it, and it's something you can't ignore because it breaks. You'll see. I'll go over that in a time travel episode, but fuck it. But hey, share what you thought. If you completely disagree with me, go ahead. If you dislike and hate this video, hell, let me know. I don't give a shit. Let a motherfucker know what you feel about this shit and Thanos and Endgame, okay? For me, I absolutely hated it. You could like it. Let's see. Let's talk. But subscribe if you want more videos, of course, and you want to stay posted to when I do post the time travel shit, alright? Alright.